DETV News is powered by DART, Delaware's transit service. Moving forward.
Live proudly, boldly, and with peace of mind by advocating for your health with an early cancer screening. The LGBTQIA+ community is at higher risk of cancer, but screenings can detect cancer early when it's most treatable, giving you the power to live exactly as you are. Talk to your healthcare provider today. If you don't have insurance, talk to a nurse navigator to see if you qualify for free screenings.
Pop-up parties at Newcastle County parks are becoming increasingly popular, but police say there's just one problem. Plus, if you're heading to the beach for the 4th of July expecting to see fireworks, well, you may be disappointed. And this big guy here is in danger, and officials are asking boaters to keep a keen eye out for him. Those stories and much more straight ahead tonight on DETV News. Hello and welcome to DETV News. I'm Matt Ford in for Lauren Wilson. Thanks so much for joining us. We begin with election 2024 news. Delaware's election year is winding up to be a big one as more candidates are beginning to announce their run. A few weeks ago, County Executive Matt Meyer announced his run for governor, and now this week, State Representative Sherry Dorsey Walker announced her run for Lieutenant Governor.
I am Representative Sherry Dorsey Walker of the 3rd District, and I'm officially announcing my candidacy for Lieutenant Governor for the state of Delaware. So what shall I do working as Lieutenant Governor? Ensure that people have access to voting rights. Ensure that there's affordable housing. The criminal justice reform, Representative Larry Lambert, also looks like environmental justice reform too.
Back in 2018, Dorsey was the first person of color elected to the House of Representatives from the 3rd District. Prior to that, she was elected as the Wilmington City Council's 6th District Council member. She currently serves as chair of the Sunset Committee, a policy analysis and government accountability committee in the House, as well as co-chair of many other House committees. Now to a warning from Wilmington police about a phone scam in which a fraudster tries to get money from victims by claiming they're in trouble with the law. They've learned a man calling himself Sergeant Andrew Conine has been calling people saying that he needs their personal information in connection with a confidential matter. The bogus cop then tells victims there's a warrant out for them or a family member's arrest, and that the victim can avoid being arrested by making a payment. Police remind you that they never call members of the public to ask for money, and if anyone is charged with a crime or has an outstanding warrant, the only way to resolve the situation is to appear in person at the police station or the court that issued the warrant. Police say that this scam is similar to one reported recently in which con artists claiming to be with Newcastle County Sheriff's Department used the same MO. If you've gotten one of these scam calls, you can report it by calling Wilmington Police at the number on your screen. And Delaware State Police are investigating an armed robbery again at a Wawa in Pike Creek. This time it happened at 2:30 a.m. Monday. A man came into the store on Linden Hill Road, made a purchase, then showed a firearm to employees and demanded money from the safe and the cash register. After getting what he wanted, the suspect fled with an undisclosed amount of cash. The suspect's description is vague, but he's reportedly a black male dressed in a dark hooded sweatshirt and light-colored pants. Luckily, no one was injured. Anyone who can help with information is asked to contact Delaware State Police at the number on your screen. And a 45-year-old woman suffered burns in a house fire in the Townsend area Sunday evening. Firefighters were called to Madrid Street in the enclave of Odessa development around 5:30 p.m. and arriving units found smoke coming from the home. Investigators with the Delaware State Fire Marshal's office said that the fire originated on the stove top in the kitchen, and the woman was injured trying to remove a burning pan of oil. She was taken to Christiana Hospital suffering from burns on her hands and feet and was listed in stable condition. Fire damage was estimated at $75,000, and the Red Cross was called in to assist several people that were displaced by the fire. A post-midnight shooting at an illegal pop-up party in Glasgow Park has led Newcastle County Police to take proactive approaches on controlling parties at county parks. The party apparently involved people leaving a Newark hotel and deciding via Instagram to move to Glasgow Park, even though it was closed. That's according to Corporal Michael McNasby, a spokesperson for county police. The victim of that shooting was a 16-year-old girl. Police have seen an increasing number of parties at county parks being planned on social media, often by out-of-state promoters. Flyers for the parties sometimes promise DJs and alcohol, which are both banned at county parks. Some parties have been reported most often at Banning, Delcastle, Glasgow, and Iron Hill parks. Of all the county's 250 or so parks, they're all closed from dusk to dawn. The county has set up rules including that all pavilion rentals and payments must be done online. Pavilions must be reserved at least 7 days in advance. The office also requires 14 days to process all new requests for non-pavilion rentals, such as sports fields and courts. Amplified sound, alcoholic beverages, and illegal substances are prohibited. Parking and driving on the grass and walking paths in the park are prohibited. Admission fees may not be charged, and police coverage is now required for any event with a total attendance of over 200 and/or at the discretion of the park's permit office. The rental season runs from April 1st to October 31st. Police have also seen pool parties in people's backyards get out of hand with too large of a crowd. A website called Swimply, for instance, lists a half dozen in Newcastle County, with the largest capable of handling up to 50 guests. The First State had a number of events and ceremonies to celebrate and honor the newly established federal holiday Juneteenth. Short for June 19th, the day celebrates June 19, 1865, when Union Major General Gordon Granger and his officers arrived in Galveston, Texas to free any remaining slaves. It was 2 months after the Civil War had ended and more than 2 years after the Emancipation Proclamation was signed by President Abraham Lincoln. The date became a national holiday in 2021 when President Biden signed the Juneteenth National Independence Day Act, making the day America's 12th federal holiday. And some of the First State's Juneteenth events included the Wilmington Juneteenth Parade that was this weekend with host Kaylin Pride and Ivan Thomas. And then Milford's first ever Juneteenth celebration was held yesterday at Bicentennial Park. There was live music, food, and games. The Sussex County YMCA also celebrated with a presentation about the holiday, followed by a barbecue cookout with games, a moon bounce, and an open swim. And Cornerstone Fellowship Baptist Church right here in Wilmington held their Juneteenth observance on Monday as well. And still to come this weekend, the 26th Delaware Juneteenth pageant will be held Saturday, June 24th at the Grand Opera House. Every year, starting in January, girls from ages 8 through 18 attend 6 months of workshops that include Juneteenth and African American history, modeling and public speaking, etiquette, spirituality, self-image, and essay writing. They also prepare to participate in the pageant where girls ages 15 to 18 compete for the title of Miss Juneteenth. The winner then goes on to compete for the national title of Miss Juneteenth. To Dover now, a bill in Delaware seeking to provide protections for gender-affirming care has sparked criticism from Republicans who argue that it infringes on parental rights. House Bill 230, sponsored by Representative Deshauna Neal, aims to shield Delaware medical providers offering gender-affirming care. That's from prosecution by other states where the practice is banned. In a statement, Neal clarified that the bill will not be brought before a committee this year. They emphasized that their intention was to initiate a conversation and to educate people about the issue rather than pushing the bill forward immediately. HB 230 defines gender-affirming care as suppressing the development of secondary sex characteristics and aligning appearance with gender identity. Under the bill, Delaware courts could have temporary emergency jurisdiction if a parent is unable to obtain gender-affirming care. It also prohibits moving child custody cases to states limiting access to such care. Courts from agencies from other states removing a child based on the receipt of their gender-affirming care would not be enforced here in Delaware. The bill includes gender-affirming care in the definition of reproductive health services, ensuring that information about these services cannot be disclosed without consent. State Republican leader Gerald Hocker and Senate Republican Whip Brian Pettyjohn issued a joint statement opposing the bill, citing concerns about parental rights. Senator Bryant Richardson expressed opposition, questioning children's certainty in wanting to change their sex and referring to the procedure as, quote, outrageous. While Richardson supports adults having the option, he opposes insurance coverage for it. The Marine Education Research and Rehabilitation Institute, also known as MUR, issued a warning about a leatherback sea turtle that is believed to be entangled in conch pet gear. The turtle, which has a red and white buoy attached to the gear wrapped around its neck, was last spotted approximately 4 miles off the coast of South Bethany and Fenwick Island. The Institute has expressed concerns that the turtle is at risk of drowning. Efforts to rescue the endangered turtle have been underway. The MUR Institute urged the public to remain vigilant and be on the lookout for the red and white buoy and report any sightings of the turtle to the MUR Institute at 302-228-5029. The leatherback sea turtle is estimated to be about 6 feet long with large flippers, a dark coloration, and its distinctive leatherback shell. The organization warned that the gear may still be attached to the turtle, rendering it immobile, or it may be swimming freely but unable to dive. MUR Institute emphasized the need for any potential information to be shared promptly in order to facilitate the rescue before the poor guy succumbs to drowning. Bethany Beach residents and visitors will need to head out of town in order to see fireworks this 4th of July. The town has announced this week that ongoing beach replenishment will force their traditional Independence Night show over to September 3rd. Work on the expanding beach began last week, and the Army Corps of Engineers estimates that it will run until early July. Currently, the beach is blocked off between 1st and 2nd Street and Campbell Place. Fenwick Island's replenishment concluded on Friday, with that equipment expected to be working in South Bethany to begin the final stage of the $24 million rehabilitation process. While Bethany Beach residents will have to wait, Rehoboth Beach will hold their traditional Sunday night show closer to Independence Day. That's going to be July 2nd, while Lewis, Dewey, and Ocean City Inlet will have their shows on July 4th itself. Delaware has 2 new queens, both crowned this weekend. One is headed to Miss America, while the other is headed to Miss America Teen. Former pageant title and now DETV reporter Kaylin Pride was in Harrington all weekend to capture both crowning moments. Take a look.
It feels unreal.
It was a weekend full of competition for the Miss Delaware Scholarship Organization as teenagers and young women competed for the title of Miss Delaware and Miss Delaware Teen 2023. For both teen and miss, the phases of competition included interview, on-stage question, fitness, talent, and evening wear.
All right, your first runner-up is Haley Mack.
In the end, for the teen division, Wilmington's own Sophia Hughes took home the title of Miss Delaware Teen 2023, and Emily Beal will represent the state at Miss America as your new Miss Delaware.
I am in shock and incredibly honored to be your Miss Delaware's Teen 2023. I knew that the judges would see me for me and know that I'm passionate and dedicated to helping my community.
It is unbelievable. I competed for 4 years, never won, stopped for 5 years, and this was my last year of eligibility. I figured, why not try it, and here I am.
It was a bittersweet night for both Bryn String and Grace Otley as they performed for the final time on stage as Miss Delaware and Miss Delaware Teen 2022. Miss America's Community Service Initiative is also an integral part of the interview phase, where candidates create a program for their community and state.
My CSI is MAC, Make a Change, and it's about advocating for homeless youth. And as a homeless youth survivor, I want to advocate for homeless youth for their resources and also their rights.
Never give up when you're competing. Every year that you do it, it only makes you stronger. You build your community service initiative, you build who you are as a role model for Delaware, and it just only gets better every year.
Wow, what a fantastic weekend. Miss Delaware Scholarship Organization has crowned their newest Miss Delaware and Miss Delaware Teen 2023. Both of them are headed now to the national level, one to Miss America and one to Miss America's Teen. We can't wait to see what they're going to do, and we're sure that they're going to make our state proud. In Harrington, Delaware with DETV, I'm Kaylin Pride.
And that's going to do it for today's edition of DETV News. Be sure to like and follow us across your favorite social media platforms and take a look at our website. That's detvch.com. With tonight's news, I'm Matt Ford. I'll see you again tomorrow night.